Hi, this is weijia. This is my graphic guide about how critical thinking affect my drawings. I choose the word sustainability. First of all, what is critical thinking? To sum up, I think it's nothing fixed and anything can change. And I read the article from Twitter, and according to the book, it was talking about children's critical thinking was limited, and they were forced to think the same with others. And I think it's not a good thing for children. They were born as critical thinkers and they need to think different and be more creative. And I think always being critical is a difficult thing because it takes time and needs to consider many in many perspectives. And I think critical thinking is more important for some commercial world because the work is for more people to see and for the society to see. And we need to consider the risk and what people think after they see the work. And these are some key points. I think the surprise means creativity, and the risk is the problem we might face. And questioning is always can improve the whole thing, and it might can lead into some new inspirations. And in class, we talk about this in our own discipline. And for me, I'm an animation student, so I talk about it. Like before making an animation, I need to consider many things like storyboard, character design, the color, the soundtrack, and also maybe the subtitles. I read a book from Paul Clays, and in his book, he talked about how he observes things when he's sketching. Um, he talked about it's not easy to observe things in the whole perspective, and yes, I related to his sayings. And I sometimes draw things in one perspective and not thinking about the whole thing. So the drawings might be inflexible. Um, the, and these are some sketches from Paul Clay. He really knows how to use lines, and he know to use which line in which scene. Like here, the trees, he's using the long lines, and for the houses, he's using short, firm lines. So he definitely using many critical thinking in this simple sketch. And I read a book from John Vernon Lord, and he's an illustrator. He draw a lot storybooks for children. Um, in his book, he mentioned about nature and illustration, and how nature can be a big inspiration for illustrators. And for me, I usually use nature as my topic. I enjoy making books too. So, uh, and I think making children's storybook is not a easy thing. It looks easy, but there's a lot more to consider it because these books are for children and they don't have the capability to classify information. So we need to consider uh, how the book will influence them. And these are the drawings from John Vanderlord, and he's really good at layering things, and he can make the main character really dramatic, and he will change the shape of an object, but we still can recognize what the thing is. like the sea and the mountains. And here are some of my own practice from the life drawing class. These drawings, I was quite stressed doing these sketches, and I just followed the muscle lines and the whole structure, but I think it's quite rigid and lack creativity. They look correct, but not interesting enough. So I changed my way to sketch. These are other drawings I did in class, and I'm using color and playing with the brush strokes. So I think these are quite interesting and make me enjoy the process. And I know how to summarize the important thing in one thing and then put them on the paper. Not putting everything on the paper, but to uh, filter the good parts. And I want to mention another two workshops from Monday. And this is the map workshop. And in this workshop, I know better about animation. And actually, I think it's really similar with illustration. They're all telling story in a visual way. And instead of reading a lot of text to getting information, me myself mm, is more instead of getting information from long text, I would rather choose to watch an animation or look at an illustration. And in the large workshop, it's a really good technique for characterizing information. For before making artworks, we need to do a lot of research. For this research, we can separate them in many different categories, like the painting style, the time period, the canvas size, the color, and so many things. And we can put them in different folder, and when we need to use them, we can just open the folder, and then we get the inspirations. And these are useful for the story making storyboard too, and good for separating the good part and bad parts. So this is how critical thinking affect my drawings and my artworks. I think I will use these methods in my future study too. And here's the bibliography, and thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed the presentation.